screen share.
Okay, perfect. Actually, Jodelle, are we working on a dean getting registered as an instructor on NCCER Connect?
Dean, what
Yes.
are you, where, yes, is that where you are right now?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
I have attempted it myself and I got so lost that I just says, okay, I'll ask for help.
Okay, so actually, if it would be okay, and Dean, if you're comfortable with this, I think it's always great to have like the hands-on learning opportunity. Would you be
Absolutely.
open to sharing your screen and me walking you through the registration process and creating your first course?
I can attempt that. Yes, I
You
can.
can attempt that. Perfect. Do you have an access code? Did you get that far yet to actually put an access code in?
No, that's
Okay.
I think I have everything up to that point.
Okay. Did you try? So you tried to create an account already. Before we do anything else, let me just make sure we don't duplicate an existing account because that can cause a little bit of confusion. Let me see
Okay.
what you have already done.
Well, I have an account ID number.
Okay. Let me just take a look on my end really quick and see where you left off here.
Okay.
Okay. Did you use your school email address to register?
No, I didn't. No, I did not.
Okay. Would you prefer to use your school email address?
No, I would prefer to use the email address I use because that's how I was registered with NCCER before.
Okay. Do you mind sharing that email with me?
Oh, no, I got no problem with that. It's DEANL.LOCKE@gmail.com.
Okay, good. I found you here.
Oh, I exist, huh? I'm
You
glad
do
to
it,
hear
you
that.
exist.
You know,
And you successfully registered, Dean. You're good. So what we need to do is log into your NCCR Connect and create your course. So you did everything right.
but I didn't get, John said I needed a registration number that would be locked with numbers behind it.
That's what we're gonna do. That's what you didn't do yet. But you
okay,
did
okay.
everything else right.
Well,
You
I got
you
it.
completed step one. You completed step one. So now we're gonna do step two. So if you'd like
I
to
got an
share
A
your
then.
yes, A+. So you did everything right. So the next step then is we're going to create your course. So if you'd like to share your screen, I'll show you where you need to go to create a course. And this part is really intuitive. So
Okay.
you did
If
the
I
hard
go-
part already. The registration is kind of clunky, to be honest.
Well, all of those capital sign-in
Yeah,
letters, 18 blocks, and
I know.
there's my rant. I'm done for the day.
Oh, I know. I have a spreadsheet with all my usernames and passwords because every platform is like, you need a special character. You need 8 characters in a capital and a number. I can't remember them all. How many times I use forgot password? It's a cycle.
Exactly. Yeah, you know, because I'm the old retired guy here. Come on.
You're doing great. So Dean, do you see the share screen button at the bottom of your Zoom?
It's at the top of my screen.
Okay.
Share screen. And it didn't work, did it?
Did it ask permission, Jodelle, for him to?
Well,
I gave him
when
permission.
okay, when I come up on share screen, I share the screen. It comes up with
You still there, Dean?
Yeah, I'm here. It says start broadcast. Is that what we're doing?
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm not really sure what to do with that. Are you on a desktop or a phone or something?
No, I'm on an iPad.
Oh, okay. I'm not really sure what to do with this notification.
Because
If you
everything
hit
says,
stop, if you hit stop broadcast, does that take you out of the screen share?
yep,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Don't worry about it then. I didn't realize you're on an iPad. We'll do it from my end on the desktop. Okay. So I'm already logged in as
Okay.
you. Just give me a moment here and you can follow. If you want to follow along on the iPad, you can, but you're not going to create an additional course. Otherwise, you're going to have two courses. So give me a moment here
okay.
and let me know that you can share, you can see my screen.
I can see your screen.
So you successfully registered. So from now on, you're going to go to nccrconnect.com and log in with your existing username and password. Now on the iPad, it might look a little different, but you have a create/copy course button. That's in the upper right-hand corner of your dashboard. This is what's going to enable you to create a course to then get that course ID that we were talking about, your last name with a series of numbers. So I'm going to select create/copy course. And from here, I'm going to choose from the catalog. I think it's more efficient this way. I search by keyword NCCER. And sometimes when you're searching for specific things, you can end up with like a lot of different offerings from the whole Pearson book bag. So if you just search NCCR, you'll get only the NCCR titles. So what course are you teaching? Are you doing electrical?
No, I'm doing a plumbing.
Plumbing?
Yeah.
Which level?
1.
Okay. So now that I search NCCR, you'll see that all of the available titles show up here. So I'm going to search for plumbing level 1. Here it is. So I'm going to select the course materials and students will be enrolling in this course, correct? So
Correct.
you will need to make sure when you create your courses that the student use course, that's the default, but you want to make sure that this is selected that enables students to enroll. Now, is there a specific course name, maybe like a course number or anything that you would like to name this course as?
No, I don't have anything specific to name it. No.
So, Dean, just a suggestion, should we do like WPLU? Like what the title is? What is it, 102?
101, I believe.
101. So
Yeah.
WPLU 101. Let's do
Okay.
that so we ID it.
Okay. Okay. When is your course due to begin?
This following Tuesday be the 18th.
Okay, so you'll see here that there are two sets of dates. One is the course duration. That's the actual start date of the course. Your enrollment date should be the same date. That's the period where students can begin to enroll. So the 18th, you said?
Yes.
This is going to automatically default to a 2-week time period because that's usually the drop ad period in the college world. So you can shift this around if you need to. You can always come back and edit dates. And when is your course end date?
May 26th.
Okay. And again, you can always come back and edit these. So that's all I need to fill out here. I'm going to click create course on the bottom right. So this takes a couple minutes to actually load into your dashboard. You're going to get an email, Dean, that says congratulations, you created your course. It's going to have a link for a student registration handout. I'm also going to show you where that is in your course. This way you can send that off to the students. They will need your course ID, their access code, which I sent over to John.
We've
They
got
have
them, yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Yep. And then a valid email address. So I'm going to return back to my course dashboard, and you're going to see that here is your WPLU 101 course.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we're just going to give that a minute. Some of the other course tiles, you can kind of ignore them because you have everything else that you need. These are just default tiles for
Okay.
additional resources and Connect. So any questions on creating a course?
No, that was pretty easy.
Right? I think this part's the easy, yes. So here's your course ID, by the way. Your last name
Oh.
followed by the series of numbers that's going to appear in your dashboard. If you're on your iPad and you refresh your screen, your course might be there. So your student registration handout, and to change course dates, there's this gear icon at the bottom left-hand side of your course tile. This is where you can go in and you can make adjustments. So this button here is get registration instructions. You should again also get this in an email, but this is going to create a PDF document that you can download and email out or hand out physically if the students are coming in person. I'm just going to let that load. Sometimes that takes a minute. You also have edit course details. This is where you can come back in and change the dates if you need to.
Okay.
If you need to extend it, snow days, like maybe you're extending the period where people can come into the course, you can do all that here. And here's your handout. So this link will go directly to the enrollment page, and then all they have to do is follow the following instructions, and then they'll automatically be populated into your grade book. But they won't be able to register until Tuesday because the course is set to start that day, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So if
Would
you
it
were
be
planning on,
beneficial, excuse me, Melinda, would it be
Mhm, yeah.
beneficial to have the students, give the students access a day before?
You
This
could.
way they can get in there. I'm just thinking, Dean, I don't know how much content you have. When I teach, for example, I give them access to everything, but some instructors don't. They go module by module. So, you know, I'm just wondering if that's good, if we keep it the 18th, or if we allow them to get in there. This way they're, sorry.
Right. I didn't mean to interrupt either. I think we should take, because the 18th is the official class start date.
Yeah.
But I think, but the registration is open now, as far as I know.
Yeah.
So we should probably put that date as of today, so students can, so everybody can get registered on that.
Okay.
Okay, you got it. So they'll be able to
Thank you.
register as of today. Now that we've successfully created a course, you can copy this course for future courses, or you can always go through the create/copy course button to create a fresh course. But did you want to take a look at what's inside the Connect this today?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I'm going to click into your course. Now, every single one of these courses is going to be set up the same way. On the left-hand side, you're going to have your instructor tools. So those are identified by these little clouds with slashes through them. They are
Okay.
hidden from students. Okay. The students see everything that doesn't have this icon. So you as an instructor also have access to the student view. So Dean, if you wanted to go through a couple of the modules yourself and see what the experience is like, you could totally do that. So
Okay.
what's available here is the instructor view. You don't have any data in here yet because there's no grades. I'm going to show you the student home though. There is a calendar built into this. So they can come in, you can come in here and assign work, and students will be able to see what's available, when it's due, click directly to the assignment, etc. So it's a nice feature to offer. But what's really the meat and potatoes here is the module assignments. So if you were to open up the plumbing level 1 book, it would be the exact same structure. The modules, also known as the chapters, are available here. So right now, everything is not available. I know why. Hold on one second. That's because we changed the course start date. Now, with the course start date, do you want them to be able to start working assignments like if they register today? Or do you want them to not start working assignments till the 18th?
I don't want them to start until the 18th.
Okay, so I'm gonna hang out here. So this is your assignment manager that's located underneath the instructor tools. Your start date for offering these assignments is the 18th. So you'll see what's available for each module. We have a reading exercise that launches the Pearson e-text. So they will open the book and read the module. After they complete that, they'll have a concept check exercise. I'm just gonna open it from here. Just let me know that you can see the pop-up. Sometimes that can be
Yeah.
weird on Zoom. You can? Okay. So the concept check, these are questions that are designed to get a baseline of what was understood from the reading. So this can be done before class, or it can be done after as a homework element. But multiple choice questions, true and false questions, they do have the opportunity to take the question 2 times. They're going to get some feedback, and they have another chance to answer the question. Once they answer the question the second time, that's the score that will record if they didn't get it correct the first time, but they can still come back and use this as a study tool.
Okay.
Okay, the grade just doesn't change. Trade terms exercises, same idea. It's a homework. It can be taken multiple times. This is something that there'll be drag and drop exercises, or like this one is a drop down menu type deal. So they'll come in and align the term with the definition and then check their answer. And then they can work this and improve their grade multiple times. Okay.
Okay.
And the last element here is the review questions. These are not assigned. They're considered a quiz. So you can make the decision whether you want to have that as part of their learning path with the reading, concept check, and trade terms, or this can be more like a high stakes or like chapter test, if you will. So This is designed to be taken one time. It doesn't have multiple attempts like the other assignments do. So once they answer a question, that's their answer. When they click next, they can't go back. So that's something that's not automatically assigned that you can assign. And I'll show you how you can do that in the assignment manager. Okay. So
Okay.
every single module is going to have the same learning path. It's the same experience through and through.
Now,
Let me just hop back to open up the e-text. Go ahead.
okay, last semester we did the first 6 modules or first 6 chapters, you're calling it. So this semester, our spring semester, we offered modules 7 through 12. Is there any way we could not show modules 1 through 6?
Yep. I'll show you how to do that. Okay. So I just want to open up the ebook really quick, just so you can see some of the tools here. We have a bookmark page, so you can create your own digital bookmark. Highlighting and note-taking, you just use your mouse, or if you're on an iPad or a phone, you can download the Pearson e-text app and you can read offline from there. You can create flashcards here. So these are all additional options. And I'll take this off for you, but you can add notes. As a instructor, you can share this note with the class by clicking share note. So when they open up their ebook, they see what you've highlighted and they can see your notes. So it's a nice aspects so they can pay special attention to certain areas.
Yeah, this could be a problem because sharing my screen on Zoom with my iPad doesn't work quite right.
Jean, we can get you a laptop. Would that be easier?
It probably will be.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so I'm going to delete the highlight here. Delete this way you're fresh. But on the left-hand side here, you're going to see the table of contents. And then also any notes that you take will come into this notebook and you can print it out. And flashcards, there are already some in here, but you can create your own. So it's another study tool. And then we have accessibility tools, right? So you can zoom in, zoom out, things like that. So students have the opportunity to create their own notes as well. But I would say on the educator side, that is like one of the highlights, is that you can go through the modules and highlight certain passages that you want them to pay special attention to.
You ought to see my book, the way I have it highlighted.
Yeah, you can use that as your reference.
Right.
And then come in here and do that. The last thing here is the multimedia library. I'm going to select everything. So students have access to this as well. This is going to give them a direct link to all the interactive pieces. So any figures, videos, things like that. This is also nice if you're teaching virtually, because you can come in here and just open up one of these and you can work through it together as a class. You can also assign these to, if you're looking to add on some additional work, especially in areas that might be struggle points. So this is kind of like the one-stop shop, I would say, for anything that's media oriented. Any questions?
No, there's a lot to learn here, but I need to spend time with it. It's what I need to do.
Yeah, and you can come in here and play around with it. It's not going to hurt anything. Like I said, you can go through the assignments and things like that. But to refer back to your question regarding modules 1 through 6. So going to your instructor tools and clicking assignment manager, you'll see that all the homework elements are already assigned. So what I'm going to do, and this will be important for you too, if you have a syllabus already drawn up and you know that there are certain dates that you want them to complete work, and if you don't want them to move ahead, etc., there's one button that does it all. It's change dates and assign status. So from here, what I'll do is select everything on the left-hand side. All of your modules are there. And I'm just gonna unclick. I'll do it for you. I'm gonna unclick the last 6 modules.
No, I want the last 6. Click the first. Okay.
You'll see why I'm unclicking it. I'm unassigning the yeah, I'm unassigning the first 6. So it starts with module 6 or module 7 you start with?
Module 7.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so from here, what I'm going to do, I've only selected modules 1 through 6. You see there's a row on the top and then columns. So underneath the assign column, you have assign or unassign. I have unassign here. I'm going to apply that to the first 6 modules. And then I'm just going to click update. Okay, and so that should be done. Let me just double check. So modules 1 through 6 are unassigned. So they'll start with module 7. And just to kind of make it cleaner for you, not to bounce around too much, but you can also hide the buttons for those module assignments because they're still going to see them. There's just not going to be content there. There's a manage course button. And this is where you can come in and hide things. You can also add to this. So if you have handouts, videos, things like that, you'd like to upload to the left-hand nav, you can. But for this specific purpose of like cleaning it up, what I'm going to do is expand the module assignments. And you're going to see that there's this hide column, like this hide button. I can hide those buttons. And we're also going to want to unassign them or make them not part of the overall grade, I think, because they're not going to work them.
Right.
So we're going to do that next. They just make sure that did what it was supposed to do. So now you see that those little clouds with the slashes. So that means that's not visible to
yep.
students. So they're only going to
Okay.
see when they log in 7 through 12.
That's what we want.
Perfect. All right, I'm going to go back to the assignment manager, because if you are planning on setting due dates, you're going to use that same button. Is that part of what you're looking to do, Dean, or do you want it to be
Yes.
like more open? Okay, so change
Yes.
dates and assign status. Now you can get a little bit more like granular. So if you know, like module 7, I'm going to the modules button here.
Mhm.
And you see that module 7, reading, concept, check, and trade terms, they're all available on the 18th. This is where you can also assign a specific date for your review questions too, if you're going to utilize this quiz. So are they going to be able to start module 7 on the 18th?
Yes, they're gonna. Well, I backfeed. I'm gonna meet with them briefly and try to explain some of this to them. And
Okay.
yes, it's gonna be available for them to start their reading and working on module 7.
Okay, perfect. Do you have a plan when you want all of these assignments due by for module 7?
No, I do not. I have not. I'm gonna have to do a little study on my book, and I'm gonna have to set those dates up myself.
That's totally fine. So what I'm just going to show you today though, is as you come in here, look at that top row, you can select everything, or you can only select the, certain assignments. Remember, the review questions aren't assigned automatically. So if you want to assign them, you just want to make sure you click it and click assigned. But this is where you can set the due date. So as you move into future modules too, like you can change the start date to whatever you want. I'm just going to use this as an example. I'm not going to save it, but let's say I wanted to by the next Tuesday. When I select the date, and you can tailor the time to what you want, you can apply it, and then the date adheres to all the assignments you selected on here. And then you'll just click
Okay.
update, and then that'll be that. So they'll be able to open up the assignment and start working it on the 18th, and then it will close on the 25th, and they won't be able to work it anymore.
Oh, okay.
Right? So like if I went to the next chapter or next module 8, like I would do the same thing, and maybe I would put the start date as the 25th, right? Because we just moved through module 7, and then the due date for the future. And then again, you're just going to click the apply to selected button. Once you do this once, I promise it's going to become much easier. It's just actually getting in it and making the changes. But once you get comfortable with it, it's the same process for every single module that you're setting up assignment start dates and due dates for. Just remember to click update.
Now, looking down through there, does that mean module 7 through 12 showed to be available on the 18th?
Yep, all of them are. Mhm.
Yeah, so that'll have to change.
Right, you'll have to go in and change the dates.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right, perfect. And I'll
Now,
send you, along with this, because it's being recorded, there's a really great tool, the help button in the upper right-hand corner. What I'll do is I'll send you the link to this, because it has step-by-step directions and videos for the change dates and assign status page. So it'll
Okay.
walk you through exactly what you need to do too, in case you go back, because it's a lot of information to take in all at once. And you're like, what was the button? What do I need to make sure I click? This is really helpful, and they did a big revision on all of the tools available within the help feature. So I'll share that with you in a follow-up email.
uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, because when I've been doing the class, I've been using the PowerPoint that you had available.
Yep. Okay. So the last thing I'm going to do is go to the grade book. So just for your understanding, this is where all the students, once they enroll, you'll see all their names. You'll be able to see their individual scores and then the overall score for the class. You
Okay.
also get a breakdown through the performance by module button. So like, for example, module 7, if you expand it, you'll get specific sections and then you'll get overall scores for the class. And you'll be able to see where you might need to spend a little bit more time in one section versus another. So
Yeah.
hopefully that will be supportive of like the hybrid nature. You'll be able to spend the time where it's most effective for the class. The other thing that I'll pop into is all assignments. And this is kind of like your basic grade book, right? There's your columns and your scores. We have item analysis available with our platform. So once the first assignment, like the concept check, once that's completed by the class, then you're going to see a little IA button next to the average, and that'll let you know which questions were missed the most and the amount of time that it took them to answer it. So that's another great way to evaluate like what is going, maybe you throw that question up in class and maybe you all work it together. You know what I mean? So there's some nice back end features that you can use here based on the metrics that you receive. And by the way, all the students, as they work the assignments, their grades are automatically populating. So there's really, it really is driven by the student. You'll spend most of your time in the grade book and the assignment manager, Dean.
Yes.
Okay, the last thing we'll do is click on change weights. So this is like a default. So we have 30% or 30 points allocated to the homework, 20 to a quiz, 50 to the test. We obviously don't have a test component. You can absolutely create your own exams using the test banks in NCCER Connect. But this is something you want to consider before classes start and before work starts getting done. So just thinking about the value of each category, and you can change that for it to equal 100%. As you scroll down, you'll see here that we have I'm sorry, I keep saying chapters, I mean modules 1 through 6. I'm going to omit the results because they're not working it. It shouldn't be part of their overall grade. You don't have to go back and do this. I'm going to save this for you. But what you're going to want to do is take a look at that overall bucket. You're going to want to take the test out unless you have plans on loading a test in here.
Well, don't we have a module test, the end of module test?
Yes, it's paper pencil though.
Okay, how do I enter that score?
You'll have to do it manually. So it'd be an offline assignment as a task. I'll show you what that looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, NCCER, we used to have test gen. Because of the privacy aspects of the test, and now that with the credentialing, which I know John's looking into that, that's part of our conversation that we're having, but unfortunately that's the only way that we can offer the exam right now is through a PDF version. Now if you want to get creative and use some of those questions and create your own test with NCCER Connect, I think that's okay, especially since this is a virtual class, but it's not already in here. So if you want something to be like a final test in here before they take the PDF version, the end of module exam, then I would say that review questions is going to be your high stakes in what's available, and then you'll manually enter the grades from the end of module exam. Let me just save this really quick. Okay, so that's all done for you. So those scores are admitted. So what omit unassigned assignments. Oh, that button probably would have been easier. That's okay. So what you can do is offline items. So they've completed all the work in Connect, for example, for module 7. They're all ready to sit for the end of module exam, and maybe that's that test component for you, Dean. You can come in here, you click offline items, and you add items. So you can add an offline category and you'll choose from here. It's a test, right? It'll be
Right.
module 7. Oh, end of module exam 7 exam backwards. Whenever they completed it, right? The total number of points, whether it's 10 points, whatever. And then once you click next, I don't want this to save for you. Then all the students, their names would show up here, and then you would have a like a box here for the score, and you would type in their score and then save
Okay.
it. So it's easy to do, but just keep that in mind. And the PDFs of the exam are available on the Instructor Resource Center. Do you already have access to that?
Yes.
Okay, so that has to be delivered. It's supposed to be delivered in a seat. Yeah, they have to come to class and take the test. But you can do it in other ways too. We can be creative if necessary.
So
Or you-
can we have them take the test while he's proctoring?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep,
So
absolutely.
that's fine, right? So Dean, you could have a test day and you could be sitting there and the students are taking the written test and then they would submit it.
Okay.
Yep.
I would actually email the test to them.
You could load it in here. So let me show you really quick if you want, because then you can hide it after the test is done. And maybe they could, in their email to you, they could just put their answers. This way you're not emailing an exam.
Mm.
So here's how you could do that. I'm going to go back to the manage course button. And I'm going to add a new item. And I'm going to say this is like sample test, right? I'm not going to do this I'll make sure that I delete it after we're done. From the menu item type, like I said, it's a PDF. So just notice like it's a content upload, PDF, HTML, or media. And then you're going to click add. That's going to add a button to your left-hand nav. And you can put this anywhere you want in the navigation bar. Or you can even put it into the assignments if you'd like. So now that that button's created, I'm going to go back to my main menu. Here's my button, sample test. And you could do this like the day of the test. You know what I mean? Like the test
Right.
starts at 11:30. I'm not going to upload this until, 11:30, or you can upload it and hide it, right? We went through how you hide items, because then you can go in and make it available through the manage course button, visible to students. So you could use this, honestly, like if you create a button, you could upload and then take it down and then upload the next one and then take it down, if that makes sense. Once you're in this screen, there's nothing here, right? Upper right-hand corner, manage view, click manage. And then it's like attaching something to your email. Right, I'm going to browse. I'm going to go to the registration handout that we did. Upload file, and that's it. And sometimes it just takes a minute here. And there you go. So just give that a minute to actually. So you could do it this way. Here's the test. You collect the answers. And then once the time period's up, you can go hide it or you can take it down. That's one way to do it.
Uh-huh. Yep.
I think in the whole the pandemic, we've all gotten really creative, with everything. So if you want to talk more about what that might look like, or if you have any other ideas, can always connect with me. And we can even talk to NCCER and see if they have any other recommendations.
So how did once the students enroll, then Dean has to create each assignment?
Nope, all the assignments are already created
They're
for him.
there.
It's just the end of module exam that's not in here.
Just the end of, okay, so, but he does have to put the due dates in for
Mhm.
the
Right.
assignment. Okay,
Yes.
okay,
And I
And
have
then
to
he
hide.
has to, yeah, and then you have to calculate your grade, how you want your grade book to be, your category weights.
yeah, so out of 100, how, what do you want to, like, our assignments, homework assignments, 20%,
Right.
30% of their overall grade, what the point spread is.
Correct.
Okay. So everything would be in the multimedia library with the PowerPoints, everything's in there
Everything's in there, all the digital stuff.
and
Mhm.
all the digital, okay. Does he, let's say you're playing a video, does he have to do anything special when you're playing a video?
Depends if you want the video to be there. This looks like it's all interactive figures. I didn't see any videos in the multimedia library.
Okay, but can
Um,
he go to, let's say, can he go to something outside on the internet and still have you see
Yeah.
it or no? Yes, okay,
Yeah, because it's internet based, you have
Okay.
choices. You have choices, Dean. Like you could add a button with videos and keep them in here and accessible. Or you can just open up a tab and go to the video of your choice. I mean, that's all you really have to do. You can toggle back and forth. Do you have interest in uploading a video into Connect?
I used to, Zoom has changed things. I don't know
Yeah.
what they've changed, but things on Zoom have changed. When I first started using Zoom, I could take and share a YouTube video. I could share my screen on my iPad. But you see what happened when I tried to share my screen today. And
Yeah.
I can't do that anymore. I can suggest a video they go watch, but I can't show it while I'm doing the class. I sometimes like to run a 5-minute video.
Mhm.
So,
I think
and
it's
that's on the
really, once you have a laptop, like Jodelle said, that should
Yeah.
not be an issue.
That won't be a problem.
I think it's just preference, Dean. Like if you want to have, you can invest as much into this as you'd like, or you can keep it as simple as you'd like. If you already have a method that works for you for showing videos and you want to keep doing it that way, I think that's totally fine. If you want to upload a YouTube video or certain websites in here because you want to keep it all in one place, that's totally possible as well. If you need time to think on that, that's fine. You can upload those things at any time.
right. And am I going to have access to this recording?
Sure, absolutely. I can send it.
Okay, is there anything else I can answer?
Like, where would you put them in the module assignments? Like, if they have to go see a video, would you put them in the module assignments, or would you put them in, someplace separate, like in the multimedia library? What would the students have access to?
So what I would suggest doing is I would create a button like we did. So like, I'm just gonna say like YouTube videos, right?
Okay, yep.
And then from here, you would create a content page. Don't do linked content. That's kind of like you automatically think, oh, that makes sense, but it's not the same thing. You want to create a content page. This way you can upload an HTML file.
Okay.
So for example, like here, if I wanted to add a video underneath a module, like module 12, you can kind of drag it in here and make it part of it. So it becomes part of module 12. And I'm just using this as an example. Let me find a YouTube video for. So like if you have certain skills and stuff you want to showcase, and you have some good content you want to add in here, you totally can. So from your YouTube video, you want to make sure that you come into the share button, and then you want to click embed. And that gives you the HTML link. I'm just going to copy it. And then when I go to the actual module, and you see here's YouTube videos, I can come in here and again, manage view, manage. You're going to see that there is a HTML. There it is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Right. And you should be able to. Okay. And now when I click on it, here's my video.
Mm-hmm.
I know it looks like that one's a little tricky. I even question sometimes when I'm clicking on the right things, but like once you do it once, again, it'll, and you can add as many videos as you want here, you know what I mean? But then the video plays within here. So you have options. You can put as much into this as you'd like. I think we have a specific video for adding a video, so I can also locate that and share that with you.
Okay.
I'm gonna delete this though, so it's
Yeah.
not in. But yeah, it's kind of like a learning management system. It's not as maybe sophisticated, but you can do quite a lot here. And if you wanted to add an additional assignment, like if you wanted to grade them for opening a video or something, you could do that in the assignment manager by creating your own assignment. Like in order to add media, it has to be a homework, by the way. That's just the way that it is with the system. But you'll see here that you have a media button. And these are the media that's available. So the ebook, the presentation, this is for module 1, module 7. And you can kind of add all the media. So if you wanted to, Dean, create another assignment where they're getting graded for opening all of the media.
Yeah.
You could do that here, create a homework. You can also do that, add your own media. I'll be honest with you on the add your own media. It can be a little bit like, you just really have to follow directions on this. Because if you make even if you miss a little something, it'll stop you. So I don't always advertise. I really think if you're going to do an external media, that the button on the left-hand nav is just more user-friendly, but these are already embedded into the MyLab. So you could totally come in here and sure, they have access to in the multimedia library, or you could hide the multimedia library and create another assignment, which they're getting credit for opening and going through all of the media. So like if I did this, I'd say this is all good. These are all the interactive videos or interactive figures for module 7. And I click next, then you'll see that there's availability options right within the assignment creation. So you don't have to go back to the assignment, assign dates and due status. And you can come in here and just create your availability date, due date, and click save. And then it'll be an assignment in like the actual learning path. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, there's 2 different ways you can do it. If you want it to be gradable, this is the way. If you're okay with it being an open resource, create a button. You guys let me know once you get into it if you have questions, because I know it's a lot of information all at once. Okay, so Dean, the things that you need to do right now are the gradebook weighting and the assignment dates. I mean, we have the long weekend coming up, so if you have thoughts about the videos, if you want to make this a little bit more custom, we can work together to do that. And like I said, the beauty of this is like once you get familiar with one course, you know them all because all of the functions are the same. The only thing that changes is the content. And then once you have something the way you like it, you can copy that course for future courses and everything saves for you with exception of the dates because dates always change.
Right, right.
So it's like that one-time investment of like making it what you want. Use this course to kind of like figure out what works, what doesn't work, what you might want to change in the future. Do you want to add more things? Do you want to keep it more status quo with like some of the things that you've already been doing? Make it work for you. But the students drive it. You're going to mostly spend your time looking at the metrics.
Okay.
Now, there's no way
Well-
to meet in here, is there?
No, you have
They
to,
would
you
have
you
to
have to
meet
use like a
separately.
Zoom or something.
Okay, Zoom. Okay, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, whatever you're using. Yeah.
Yeah, Zoom. Okay,
Okay.
this is fun.
I mean, there's so much that you can do with this. And I think in terms of C hours and things, there's a lot that the students can do on their own before class. I think that is the most successful implementation model, by the way, is having them do the work before they come to you, Dean, because all of those metrics are going to allow you to really have a more focused class. And let's face it, if we're on Zoom, like your attention span, right? I mean, just like, I guess in a regular class, this would be the same too. It's like your attention span is so limited. You just want to focus on the areas where they really need it. And then whenever you get the hands-on time, like that's what everyone wants to do, right? They like want to
Right.
go start doing things. So if they do their work ahead of time, they're accountable, just like you would show up to the job on time. You know what I mean? It gives you the information you need to have a more effective class, like in seat time, and then open up more time for hands-on skills. That's the idea.
Well, and I like the idea. I like the way this works, but with the pandemic, it's tough to get any hands-on time.
Yeah.
I mean, and thank God these students that I have all work in the industry, work in the trades. And so the plumbing level that I teach, these students have all worked with this and worked with their hands and handled the pipe and the cast iron and they've soldered. So this is kind of a review of everything that they're doing now. So I'm fortunate that these students know that. And it's just the bookwork they have to have as far as their apprenticeship program. But
Right.
it's tough.
Yeah.
Mm.
I believe it. Go
Do
ahead,
we
Judah.
send the PDF to the students, that login information, right? So I'm gonna need a copy of that.
I'll send it to you. I'll follow up in an email with that student registration handout.
Yeah.
And also with the link to the help button within the Connect and the video upload
Yeah.
walkthrough.
Okay.
So you
and
have
then
those like, and you can tuck them away.
we can have them.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, no
um,
problem.
What else would there be? Dean, if you need any help, I'd be glad to, to certainly to help you walk you through some of this as well. I've taught online for 13 years, so, and
Wow.
including Pearson, using Pearson's content.
Yeah, when will I have a laptop available to me?
I just texted John. I think we can get one to you today if you can get in there.
Oh, okay.
Because we have them, we have them up there. So I'm working from home today, but I know that they're, that we just sign you one and you'll be good to go.
Okay. Then John will contact me, or do you want me to contact John?
Yeah, go ahead and text him or right now and I can do it right now and say, that you need one.
Okay.
Okay. And then we can go from there. Good.
Great, awesome.
All right. Yeah.
Any other
and if-
questions?
No, I need to spend time with this is what I need.
Yeah. You just rummage around, Yeah.
Yep.
And if you need me, is there a way that, Mel, if I need to be added to the course, can I do that?
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh,
You can
okay, great.
enroll today as a section instructor if you want. I can send you the directions for that.
Okay. Yeah. So if you need me to do that, Dean, no problem. I can certainly help you do that.
Okay.
Just holler.
That's the way I did with Zoom. I'd say here and I just turn it on, and that's the only only one there, but I would play with the buttons through Zoom, and
Yeah.
I've done pretty well with it.
Yeah. So the nice thing is Pearson's really intuitive. It makes sense, and there's usually a couple of ways to do things. But right now,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's what I like about it, is that it's really easy. It's intuitive, and if you can't figure out something, then the directions are there.
The end product help is pretty stellar. We have
Yeah.
a lot of resources there, but I understand sometimes, like, if you just need to reach out and ask a question, don't hesitate to.
Great.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, you guys. Well, have a great rest of your Friday. Enjoy your long weekend. And I'm
Yes,
here if
you
you need
too.
anything.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You're so
Appreciate it.
welcome. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You have a good day too. Bye now.
Right. Dean, hold on one second.